What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the top 10 spiciest battles that were submitted to me for the second ever Battle of Spice competition here on this channel. So before we get into the battles, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that entered this competition, as I wouldn't be able to make this video without you guys. I really enjoyed making this video last time around, and let me just tell you that the levels of spice have increased since that last competition, so this is going to be one crazy video. Of course, I'm only able to show you guys the top 10 battles that were submitted, so there are going to be some extremely spicy battles that don't even make it into this video. So if you do not find your video or your battle in this video, then do not be too disheartened, because it was almost a coin flip to decide some of the battles that made it in and some of the battles that just narrowly missed out. If you're wondering how you can vote for your favourite team from this video, I will be making two separate polls here on YouTube, as I'm only able to include 5 poll options. So the first poll will be up tonight and will include the first 5 teams from this video. The second poll will be up tomorrow night and will include the remaining 5 teams from this video. I will take the 2 winners from those polls, put them together into one poll, and we will be able to see who is the champion of Spice from the second ever Battle of Spice competition here on the channel, and the winner will be able to submit more battles to the channel to be featured in a full-length video. So with that being said, let's head into the question of the day. Which spicy Pokemon have you been looking forward to building, but unfortunately you just haven't had the resources to do so yet? Whether that's because of the lack of candies, lack of Stardust, lack of XL candies, or perhaps you just haven't been able to obtain this Pokemon at all because it's super rare. Let me know in the comment section below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. So, heading into the first battle here, we have a Shadow Mismagius in the lead, and we lead into a Lickitung, so we're going to instantly dip out of that matchup, and we come in with a Garbodor here. They're going to go for a Body Slam. This isn't going to do too much damage, and they switch eventually into a Medicham. So this is looking like it could be the Lickitung double fighting team, and we're going to go for another Body Slam here, but not before this Medicham reaches a charge move. It's just an Ice Punch, so we do tank it, and we're going to go for another Body Slam here up against the Medicham. We get a shield, which is amazing, and now we're going to go for one more Body Slam before this Medicham is able to counter farm us down. We're going to come back in with the Mismagius here, and we're probably going to shield the Psychic and look to completely hex farm down this Medicham. We do shield up the Psychic, so that is a good call by this trainer, and now we're able to farm them down and go for a Dazzling Gleam up against this Lickitung. We land it, and it does about 50% of damage to that Lickitung, so massive damage there to the very bulky Pokemon. We switch into Swalot, and they have a Surfetched in the back, so this is actually a pretty good matchup for the Swalot, as we do resist the counters, although of course the Surfetched is resisting these infestations. We're going to shield up this second charge move here and go for one more Sludge Bomb. This should be getting the final shield or just completely taking out the Surfetched. The opponent lets it go through, and they're going to come back in with the Lickitung. They get to a charge move. Swalot is super tanky, and it's able to survive. We dip out and go back into the Mismagius. It looks like this Lickitung is trying to lick all the way down, but do they know that Swalot banked a charge move? It doesn't look like they do, sorry, as they shield that, and we have a Sludge Bomb loaded. Is this going to be enough to take out the Lickitung? Yes it is, and we're able to take that game. Into the next game, we are running a triple dragon team here, and not just that, but these are all pseudo legendary triple dragons. So a very cool team here. We lead into an Altaria, an extremely bulky dragon type, but it looks like we're actually outpacing them for damage output from these Dragon Breaths, and we're able to farm down the Altaria. They come in with an Azumarill. We do have the Power Whip here, and that hits for massive, super effective damage, meaning that we're probably going to get a shield from this second charge move. And we are able to, but we're going to instantly switch into the Garchomp here. This is not a very good matchup whatsoever, but we're going to shield this up. It is a Play Rough. That's slightly better for us, as it does mean that it costs slightly more energy to get to than an Ice Beam that would definitely take out a Garchomp. Unfortunately, we are just barely outpaced to the next charge move. They go for a Play Rough, and it takes out the Garchomp. We're going to come in with the Kommo-o here, go for a Dragon Tail farm down. We're just barely not going to be able to get there, so we go for a Dragon Claw here, and this should be enough to take out the Azumarill. And they have a Bastiodon in the back, so this is perfect. We're going for the close combat. How much damage is this going to do? Boom, it does about 90% of the Bastiodon's health. Unfortunately, they do get to a charge move here, but even debuffed, Stone Edge doesn't take us out, and the Dragon Tail does take out the Bastiodon. Into the next game, we lead Manectric into a Regirock. Now, Manectric is a super glassy Pokemon, and we're going to go and... it looks like we're just going to no-shield the Stone Edge here. Manectric hangs on with a few HP remaining, so a great call by this trainer. We have the back-to-back Wild Charges stored. We land the first one and we switch into Shadow Golduck. They come in with a Venusaur, and little do they know we're running Confusion. We shield up the Frenzy Plant and we're going to be able to completely Confusion, farm down the Venusaur, and we have a ton of energy loaded to throw into the next Pokemon. They come in with a Drifblim. Do they know we're running Ice Beam? We're going to find out. They do not, and boom, we take out the Drifblim. They come back in with a Regirock, and at this point, I think we're just going to let this go down. Come in with the Swellow here, and Wing Attack farm down a Regirock here. We're going to shield this up, and we should be able to farm them down before they get to the next Stone Edge. And we're able to take that game. So have you ever seen a Swellow farm down a Regirock? I can guarantee you haven't. Into the next game, we're running a triple Shadow Psychic team with counter Alakazam in the lead. We go for the Fire Punch, and we're just barely not able to farm down this Registeel before they get to a charge move. We do shield it up. It is a Zap Cannon, which unfortunately does debuff our attack. We're going for a Fire Punch here up against the Swampert. The Swampert hasn't been counting because that was not enough for a Shadow Ball, but look at these counters. They're absolutely adding up against the Swampert. We're going to come in with the Exeggutor here. They come in with an Alolan Marowak. This is not looking good. Both Pokemon in the back do have bad matchups, but we're just barely able to get to the Leaf Blade here on the CMP tie, which is the best case scenario here. We're just going to let the Shadow Bone take us out, and now can we Confusion farm down this Marowak? It looks like we might just barely be able to. They do bait us with a Bone Club, but we're able to take out the Marowak. We have a Seed Bomb loaded. This is easily going to be enough to take out this Swampert, and we take that game. So heading into the next match here, we have a triple Glass Cannon team, and we're leading Shadow Mewtwo into Shadow Moltres. So the opponent is clearly wanting to run a spicy Pokemon as well. Maybe they were also intending on submitting a battle to the channel for this competition. We get the Side Strike shielded, so we switch into the Horta here. They go for an Overheat. That would have easily taken us out, but it means we're able to farm them down without taking as much damage from the Fire Spins. They come in with a Galarian Stunfisk. We're going for the charge move. We get a shield from the Stunfisk. We have another charge move loaded. Unfortunately, this won't do too much damage, and we will be Mudshot farmed down here. Now, this is a tough decision here. We're going to come in with the Pinsir, and the opponent waits too long to throw their move, so we get to the Superpower. Boom, we take out the Stunfisk, and they have a Jellicent in the back. This is not looking good for us. We go for a Superpower, definitely not the right play. It's double resisted by the Ghost typing. Eventually we switch into the Mewtwo here. We're gonna have to shield this up, even it's a Bubble Beam, but it's a Shadow Ball, so we shield it up, and we get to the Side Strike here before the Jellicent can farm us down. And we take out the Jellicent to take that game. So a little bit of a misplay by the opponent there, but we're able to capitalize and take that game. Into the next game, we've got an Avengers team here, as we have the Decidueye as the Hawkeye, Alakazam as Doctor Strange, and Sudowoodo as Groot. We have a pretty good lead here up against the Diggersby, but we will need to shield once to take this matchup, but we should be able to just Razorleaf farm down fully, and we're able to do so just before the third Fire Punch. They come in with a Talonflame here, so we're going for the Shadow Sneak, and then we're going to switch into the Doctor Strange Alakazam here. I'm not too sure about this play because Sudowoodo is such a massive hard counter that I probably would have just let the Decidueye go down, but we do shield a Brave Bird, and we're going for a Fire Punch. We get a shield from this Talonflame, and it looks like we would have got to the Fire Punch before the Talonflame gets to the next move, so they switch out into Cresselia. We land the Shadow Ball. It does so much damage, and we force them to throw a charge move, and at this point that is game over. We can come in with the Sudowoodo, Rockrow farm down this Roselia and easily farm down the Talonflame to take that game. Into the next game, you see here we only have Yanma listed on the team because you're going to see something absolutely crazy happen here, and that's not to say that the rest of the team isn't spicy enough to make it on this list, but you're going to see Yanma gets a Silver Wind boost, and we're actually going to be shielding this charge move. It is a Sludge Bomb, and we're going to look to completely farm them down, but unfortunately they do get to a charge move here. It is just a Frenzy Plant that's double resisted, and as well we are 2-stage defense buffed, so we easily tank that. Aerial Ace nukes the Primeape, and we get to a Silver Wind here up against the Politoed. We land it and we get a second boost, so this Yanma is absolutely going off here. We shield a Weather Ball, we're going to look to fully farm them down, but not before they get to another Weather Ball. Weather Ball doesn't even take us out, and we're able to wing attack farm down and solo a team with a Yanma. That was absolutely insane. Into the next game here, we have a triple flower theme team. Unfortunately, we lead into a steel type, so we switch into the Bullet Seed Roserade here. We go for a Weather Ball, and we just barely get them into the yellow health. Now, we have a big bait call to call here, and we go for the no shield, and it is just a Rock Slide, so that is a good call there. We get to the Weather Ball, and we do get a shield from this opponent. We are going to shield up this Rock Slide here and go for another Weather Ball up against the Stunfisk. This should be taking them out. Instead, we get the final shield from the opponent here, and we're going to come in with the Florges, and we shield up an Earthquake, so a very good call there. They come in with an Azumarill. Unfortunately, this Florges isn't double moved, so we're not running Petal Blizzard for that massive nuke damage potential on the Azumarill, but that doesn't matter too much. The opponent thinks this is a grass type, so they go for the Ice Beam here when they definitely should be going for whatever the other charge move they're running is. We land a second Moonblast and we're able to take out the Azumarill. They come back in with Stunfisk and they're barely able to get to a Rock Slide here. This does take out the Florges, and we're gonna be forced to come in with the Roserade here. Sorry, the Roselia here. This is the pre-evolution to Roserade. We go for a Sludge Bomb. We nearly take out the Medicham, but we switch and we catch the charge move on the Roserade, and it's a Psychic, which is absolutely perfect. It means we're able to Poison Jab, farm down the Medicham, get to a Sludge Bomb, and this is triple resisted, but Sludge Bomb takes out the Stunfisk, and we're able to take that game. Now going into the next battle here, we're leading with another Shadow Mewtwo. Unfortunately, up against Registeel, that is not a good matchup. We switch into a Cacturne, and we only have resisted or double resisted moves to throw into this Altaria, so things are not looking good whatsoever. We're barely able to get to another Dynamic Punch up against the Altaria, but we're not able to get a shield, and this is not looking good for us. We're going to come in with the Mamoswine, and we're able to farm them down before the opponent is able to react, and that is absolutely perfect. All of that energy from the Altaria goes to waste, and we have a very good answer here to the Registeel, as long as we can land the Bulldoze. But they shield it, and it's a CMP tie, so that is not the best here. The Registeel will outpace us to the charge moves here unless we're able to bait them with an Avalanche. So we're going to shield this up, and we are probably going to look to bait with the Avalanche this time. We're going to bait. Are they going to shield it, or will they call it? We do get a shield, which is perfect. We're going to get to the Bulldoze. We overfarm by 1 Powder Snow. We get to the Bulldoze, and even though the Registeel is at half health, we're able to take it out here. We go for an Avalanche up against the Sableye. Avalanche takes out the Sableye, and we're able to take that game. And going into the final battle here, we lead Salazzle into Skarmory, so a good lead by the typing here. But unfortunately, we only have resisted charge moves to throw into the Skarmory, and Salazzle is extremely glassy, so we will have to shield up the Sky Attack. We've lowered their defense with the Poison Fang, so it does mean that we're just barely able to incinerate, farm down the Skarmory, and we come out with a ton of energy here. We go for a Poison Fang up against the Umbreon. The opponent doesn't shield it, so we go straight for another Poison Fang. I don't think we're going to be able to get to a third here, so perhaps we should have gone for the Dragon Pulse there. But that doesn't matter too much. Hopefully, we come in with Exeggutor. They go for a last resort. That does over 50% of Exeggutor's health. And unfortunately, we're going to have to go down 2 shields here if we want to take out this Umbreon. And they come in with a Medicham here. So we switch into a Confusion Claydol. Hopefully this Medicham isn't running Ice Punch, and it doesn't look like they are because they go straight for a Psychic, so this is probably a Psychic and Power Up Punch Medicham, so perhaps it would be better if they went for a Power Up Punch first, but it looks like they're just going for the back-to-back Psychics here, and that will be enough with the confusion damage to take out this Claydol eventually, but not before we get to another Shadow Ball. We get the second shield from this Medicham, they're able to farm us down, but we go for a Seed Bomb here, we win the CMP tie with the Medicham, we're able to take them out, and they come back in with the Umbreon, we're able to Dragon Tail, farm them down, and take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, then make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, let me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. So of course, don't forget to vote in the polls that will be up here on the channel in the next couple of days. If you don't see them specifically in your YouTube feeds, then you can click on my channel, go over to the community tab, and then you will be able to see the recent polls there, and you will be able to vote for your favorite team from this video. So with that being said, let's get into the shoutouts from my previous video. So first we got Wallace Hazard, who says Dusclops, with only Fire, Shadow and Ice Punch available, Return is definitely a huge boost to its move pool. Dusclops is a very bulky Pokemon and those elemental punches really just don't hit very hard, but it is very nice to run Return as an optional nuke charge move. Next, we've got Jesse Pinkman, who says OG Wobbuffet with Return. If you guys don't know, Wobbuffet usually only learns Miracle as its charge move, so Return gives it access to a second charge move, and a much better one at that. Although of course, Return isn't going to be super effective to any Pokemon, it does hit for a lot of neutral damage in a lot of situations. And finally, we've got Natural Harmonia Gropius, who says Alolan Raticate getting Return makes it viable in the Kanto Cup, and of course, because of the sub-normal typing, Alolan Raticate actually gets Stab on the move Return, making it that much better. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.